know it and just breathe it and live your best life. Marlene Motivates, yeah. Mind, body, spirit, every day. Helping you find your own pace and true place.
Stop waiting for permission and start building your legacy with intentional action. You know, in this life, there's always something that we are always striving to improve. We're striving to be a better individual, a better woman, or a better man. But the whole thing about it is that we have to stop waiting for the green light or permission, validation. And you know what? It may never come. Waiting for other people to give us that green light. We got to take our power back. Stop waiting for that green light. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for the perfect situation and make a move. Most people, they spend their entire life buried in a grave of someday. And what it is they are too afraid to move without someone else's permission. It could be your children, your parents, a relative, somebody that we care about. It's only natural as human beings for us to seek the validation of others. But when that is slowing down your personal growth and development, now it's time to do some rethinking, motivators. We have to rethink, am I on track with what I want to leave behind? Have you ever thought about what your legacy actually is? What will I be leaving behind? What do other people think of me? Do they look at me as a trendsetter, of a person who went for theirs, that they were resilient and courageous? These are some of the things that we have to do for ourselves. So I'm going to talk about two things today. And one of them is that if you want to build a real legacy, stop asking for approval and start taking your territory. You got to stop looking outside of the box and think in your box, in your space, where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. But that's not going to come about very easily, motivators family. It means that we're going to have to do some work. We're going to have to take the initiative. We're going to have to be focused and driven. And all of these things take discipline because it requires sacrifice. It requires accountability. It requires action. See, we cannot grow and build a legacy staying in the comfort zone. It just won't happen. So it means that you have to get out there as many times as you need to. It's not about how many times you fall down. It's not about how many mistakes you made, but it's about what you're doing right now in this moment, in your present, to build the life that you are so proud to leave behind. It starts with intentionality. Yes, intentional action. The thing with most people is they want this amazing and phenomenal life, but they are not intentional. Now, when I learned about the power of being intentional, it shifted the trajectory of my entire life. I became so much happier, not just because it just happened and I became happy. It was, I planned things. I was disciplined with power, with focus, with drive, with courage. See, and when you do those things, you're going to continue. You're going to build. You will be your best self. It's a habit audit. So your daily routine is either a blueprint for your greatness or a monument to being mediocre. Or are you going to stay in the average, the comfort zone, the normal? The majority of the population, they stay in the mediocre because They believe that's all that they deserve. We are always seeking to elevate, to grow, to be more empowered, to use our gifts. And that's not going to happen if we don't do an audit. And this is something that you should be doing on a regular basis, maybe every 30 days. Do an evaluation of the way that you're living your life. And are there some habits I can shift? Are there some disciplines that I need to work on? By auditing your habits and setting rigid boundaries today, you reclaim your power. You reclaim your role, and you become the architect of your life, the architect of your future, the architect of the empire that you're trying to build. Now, it's time for us to trade that safety, that normal, that average for power, for strength and action. It is time to trade the safety of validation for the power of action. For us to get outside of what is normal, what is average, what we've been doing on a normal basis, and get ourselves into the action. Now, if you don't know where you're going, you're going to fall for everything. I can tell you all that for so many years, I was letting people puppet me, control me, manipulate me, and use me because I didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know the power and the strength that I possessed. There is so much power in that, in the ability to know what we're capable of. And I want to encourage all of my motivators family that you do have the power within. You are strong, but we have to stop waiting for the permission. Stop waiting for a perfect situation, a perfect circumstance, a perfect financial situation. See, what it means is you have to start where you are. That's how you build a legacy. It's not making the excuses, not feeling that things have to be perfect, because if you get into that habit of waiting, of hesitating, somebody with the same drive, the same thoughts, the same initiative is going to come and bypass you because that person put their gifts into action. They stepped up. They showed up. They were disciplined. They did the right thing. See, it's about being intentional. It means that you are pivoting from what you're used to saying, I have a set time, a set schedule, and a set plan. Now, we all know that if you don't have a plan, you have already planned to fail. And failure is one of those things about life. Many people run from failure or are embarrassed, but I'm not. I know that every time things don't work out, I know that every time that I learned a lesson, I know that I'm closer to my ultimate goal. I'm closer to my success because it doesn't matter how many times you fall down, it's how many times you rise up and you reset and you refocus, and then you get back into your purpose. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep going. And I know that that's difficult. It's a big challenge to continue going after there's been some disruption, some a hit to your ego, or maybe you lost something, maybe heartache, heartbreak, maybe a financial setback. So many things can cause us to be in that space of giving up. One thing that I am going to encourage my motivators family with is it's nothing wrong with taking a break, with resting, but not giving up. See, giving up is not an option. If you know your worth, like I know that you do, if you love yourself, like I know that you do, if you're your own best friend, like I know that you are going to give yourself that permission to say, let me ask some honest questions. Was it me? And then you pause and you're honest. Even a step further, you're transparent, not just making excuses or pointing the fingers at other people. If you want to have the best life possible, if you want to win at something, if you're striving to achieve something, you cannot keep blaming other people. You got to be accountable for yourself. And that is the hardest part. We often don't want to look at ourselves in the mirror and be real with ourselves. Okay, I dropped the ball. I didn't show up. I didn't do X, Y, and Z. And what that does for us is it shows us what we need to do, how we need to grow. And that's how you build your legacy. It's giving yourself that permission to say, I'm human. I make mistakes. I get discouraged. I didn't make the best decision, but I will not allow that former decision, those former mistakes, those times where maybe you got discouraged or you didn't do what you need to do to get in the way out of your own head and give yourself the permission to be great. And greatness only happens in stepping outside of the comfort zone, being disciplined, and being consistent. Now, the thing about building that legacy is giving yourself the permission to move on. And that was one of the hardest things for me. And when I made some mistakes in my life, when I've had struggles, I wanted to just throw in the towel. I just want to say, well, maybe this is not for me. Just because there has been some no's, just because there has been some hurdles, some difficulties, maybe some backstabbings, things have not gone the way that we want it to go, it doesn't mean that it's going to be a no forever. I had to learn that a no can mean not right now. It's not a forever thing. So you got to encourage your own self. I had to apply some compassion to myself that it's okay. And stop rushing, stop trying to rush, because what is yours is yours. It may take some time, and that's okay. But you have to give yourself the permission to stay focused for the long haul. And the final point is the legacy shift. Now, legacy isn't something that just happens to you. It is something that you intentionally build through self-governance. You have to be convinced, because if you're not firmly convinced for whatever it is that you're trying to do, how can you build? You can't build where you have not laid a foundation, where there has been no planning. Being that focused, that's why you have to be razor focused. You have to be disciplined, and you have to give yourself the permission to keep going. We are dismantling that habit of seeking permission and replacing it with discipline. And discipline doesn't mean berating. It doesn't mean telling yourself that, that was stupid. No, in discipline, it means that you have that plan. It's positive, healthy ways. Discipline is not a negative thing. Discipline requires sacrifice. Regimen that only you can put yourself in that set way, that you know what's coming next, you know what you're about to do, and then you go for it. But all that is left is that we have to learn how to transform from passive dreams into a concrete reality by becoming your own authority on what you're trying to do. See, there's a lot of things that can govern the authority in our life. You can allow friends and family, social media, jobs. You can allow other people's opinions. You can allow other people's judgments. You can allow even your own mistakes to get in the way of you building the legacy that you deserve. So yes, we each deserve greatness. We each deserve joy and peace, happiness, love, light, all of it. but it's about the intentionality. Are you planning? Are you consistent? Are you persistent? Do you have a support group? Do you have an end date to when you're going to achieve this? If you don't know all of those things, it just means that you need to rework the plan. See, it's about having that plan, doing everything that you need to do, staying disciplined, staying focused, resting, and then acting. See, in the action, in the intentionality, this is where you win. I'm your life coach. I'm in your corner. I'm rooting for you, but you're the one that has to say, I give myself the permission to be strong. I give myself the permission to win. I believe in me. And until you believe in yourself, you will fall for everything and anything. You will get distracted. You will allow other people's opinions to get you off track. But just like you get off track, you can get right back on track. The only time it's too late is when you give up on yourself. Stop waiting for permission and start building your legacy with intentional action. I am Marlene Motivates, and I am your life coach. If you've enjoyed this topic, feel free to subscribe to this channel, hit the like, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I would love to hear from you about what you're doing to build your legacy and not waiting for anybody else's permission. I will see you on the next one.
It's encouragement, support from her soul to yours for the wellness of mind, body, and spirit, so you can open new doors through pop-up lives and decorational rides to regular videos. Marlene is always there for you. Feeling down, feeling lost, need a helping hand. Marlene is here to inspire across the digital land, sharing her journey, her wisdom, her grace, helping you find your own place and true place. It's encouragement, support from her soul to yours for the wellness of mind, body, and spirit, so you can open new doors through pop-up lives and celebrational rides to regular videos. Marlene is always there for you. Be encouraged, let your spirit ignite. Be inspired, step into your light. Be yourself, you will survive. Just know it and just breathe it in.